Next question is your company has 10 departments. The company plans to implement an Azure environment. You need to ensure that each department can use a different payout option for the Azure services it consumes. What should you create for each department? Option A, a reservation. Option B, a subscription. Option C, a resource group. Option D, a container instance. Correct answer is option B, a subscription. Next question is which statement accurately describes the modern lifecycle policy for Azure services? Option A, Microsoft provides mainstream support for a service for 5 years. Option B, Microsoft provides a minimum of 12 months notice before ending support for a service. Option C, after a service is made generally available, Microsoft provides support for the service for a minimum of 4 years. Option D, when a service is retired, you can purchase extended support for the service for up to 5 years. Correct answer is option B. Microsoft provides a minimum of 12 months notice before ending support for a service. Next question is this question requires that you evaluate the underlying text to determine if it is correct. You can use advisor recommendations in Azure to send email alerts when the cost of the current billing period for an Azure subscription exceeds a specified limit. Instructions: review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select no changes needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. Option A, no changes needed. Option B, access control IAM. Option C, budget alerts. Option D, compliance. Correct answer is option C, budget alerts. Next question is this question requires that you evaluate the underlined text to determine if it is correct. An availability zone in Azure has physically separate locations across 2 continents. Options are no changes needed. Option B, within a single Azure region. Option C, within multiple Azure regions. Option D, within a single Azure data center. Correct answer is option B, within a single Azure region. Next question is this question requires that you evaluate the underlined text to determine if it is correct. If a resource group named RG1 has a delete lock, only a member of the global administrators group can delete RG1. Instructions: review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select no changes needed, otherwise select other options. Option A, no changes needed. Option B, the delete lock must be removed before an administrator can delete RG1. Option C, an Azure policy must be modified before an administrator can delete RG1. Option D, an Azure tag must be added before an administrator can delete RG1. Correct answer is option B. The delete lock must be removed before an administrator can delete RG1. Next question is this question requires that you evaluate the underlined text to determine if it is correct. An organization that hosts its infrastructure in a private cloud can decommission its data center. Instructions: review the underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, select no changes needed. Options are option A, no changes needed. Option B, in a hybrid cloud. Option C, in a public cloud. Option D, on a Hyper-V host. Correct answer is option C, in the public cloud. Next question is this question requires that you evaluate the underlined text to determine if it is correct. Data that is stored in the archive access tier of an Azure storage account can be accessed at any time by using azcopy.exe. Options are option A, no changes needed. Option B, can only be read by using Azure Backup. Option C, must be restored before the data can be accessed. Option D, must be rehydrated before the data can be accessed. Correct answer is option D, must be rehydrated before the data can be accessed. Next question is an Azure administrator plans to run a PowerShell script that creates Azure resources. You need to recommend which computer configuration to use to run the script. Which 3 computers can run the script? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option A, a computer that runs Mac OS and has a PowerShell Core 6.0 installed. Option B, a computer that runs Linux and has the Azure PowerShell module installed. Option C, a computer that runs Linux and has the Azure CLI tools installed. Option E. A computer that runs Chrome OS and uses Azure Cloud Shell. Correct answer is option A, B, and D. A, B, and option E. A computer that runs Mac OS and has PowerShell Core 6.0 installed. A computer that runs Linux and has the Azure PowerShell module installed. And a computer that runs Chrome OS and uses Azure Cloud Shell. Next question is, your Azure environment contains multiple Azure virtual machines. You need to ensure that a virtual machine named VM1 is accessible from the internet over HTTP. What are two possible solutions? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Option A. You modify a DDoS protection plan. Option B. You modify an Azure firewall. Option C. You modify an Azure Traffic Manager profile. Option D. Modify a network security groups NSG. Sorry, NGS. No, it's NSG. Correct answer is option B and option D. You modify an Azure firewall and modify a network security groups. Next question is, which task can you perform by using Azure Advisor? Option A. Integrate Active Directory and Azure Active Directory Azure AD. Option B. Estimate the costs of an Azure solution. Option C. Confirm that Azure subscription security follows best practices. Option D. Evaluate which on-premises resources can be migrated to Azure. Correct answer is option B. Estimate the costs of an Azure solution.